is Mike Matei? Well, Mike is an executive producer at Cinemassacre Productions, where he works closely with James Rolfe on the beloved hit web series The Angry Video Game Nerd, amongst other projects. Mike co-stars along with Rolfe in the weekly Let's Play series James and Mike Mondays. According to Mike, he's the one owed the credit for the success of The Angry Video Game Nerd. He's repeated this claim in several interviews, including this AMA on Reddit. Now that we know who Mike is, the context for his horrific racism and sexually inappropriate behavior is established. The question remaining is what to talk about first, his horrific racism or his sexually inappropriate behavior. Well, I flipped a coin and inappropriate sexual behavior won out. Not that there's really any winning to be had when those are two of your biggest personality traits. But before we can talk about either of those things, some further context needs to be established. This is where I come into the story. As Zadok Payette, I am a moderator on several retro gaming subreddits on Reddit, including R Retro Gaming. A subreddit is a community of people on Reddit who have like interests and gather to discuss them. In 2015, I joined the official Cinemassacre subreddit, r the Cinemassacre, which was, and still is, moderated by Mike himself. The subreddit was a bastion of spam and a monument to crappy design. I and some others, including mods from the fan-run RAVGN subreddit, came in and redesigned the sub, killed the spam, and grew the community to over 10,000 subscribers. A popular meme regarding Mike got posted to the subreddit a lot. It's a meme regarding the size of Mike's penis. Go ahead and Google Mike Matei has a big dick if you don't believe me. Here are some pics that will come up. As you can see, these are just silly internet jokes. This long-running internet meme was even embraced by Mike. Although he has now deleted all mentions of his penis that he's made on both his and the official Cinemassacre social media channels, some screen caps survive. Further, deleting a comment on Tumblr doesn't delete it when people have reblogged it. So several examples are surviving on MikeMatei'sHugePenis.tumblr.com. According to Mike, this meme somehow offended or annoyed him, although we can clearly see that he bragged about his penis in public using official Cinemassacre social media. His supposed embarrassment or annoyance by the jokes prompted him to do something that is, well, just a little deranged. That's when, in May 2017, Mike posted his erect penis to the Cinemassacre subreddit and tweeted it out via the official Cinemassacre Productions Twitter account. The pic included a tape measure and a claim that his size was 10 inches. I'm not going to show it, not even a censored version, nor do I encourage anyone to search the internet to find it for themselves. Don't do that. Please just don't. These posts went out to everyone who followed those two social media outlets, neither of which are 18 and over. In short, he undoubtedly exposed himself to minors as well as reasonable adults who have no interest in seeing this man's dick. Mike explained that he was sick of the emails and comments he received about his dick, which is weird because, like, a meme about having a big dick isn't exactly something to be ashamed of. Let go know! I'm known on the internet for having a large penis! Said no one ever. Even more weird than that, however, is how Mike went about posting the now infamous dick pic and his response to it. Mike did, at some point, realize his actions were not made in good judgment and deleted the post. However, this may not have been a moral epiphany, but rather a response to being called out for some juvenile camera trickery. You see, it was fairly obvious that in the photo, Mike actually held his penis above the tape measure to make it seem like it was 10 inches, a claim that Mike had made several times on social media beforehand, as I've already shown. To illustrate this, here's an imaginative recreation that was posted to RAVGN. Following Mike's dick pic incident, his photo was often posted and reposted to the Sin Massacre subreddit, which meant that mods had to see it over and over and over and over and over and over again. One of our moderators, who I feel like it's worth mentioning, he was under 18 years old, leaked the contents of the private mod mail to a subreddit called the Sin Massacre Truth, which was created to discuss banned topics on the official subreddit. Not only Mike's penis, but the Inspector Gadget Minecraft video, the departure of Bootsy, and many other topics that Mike was notorious for removing and banning any user at the mere mention of them. The mod mail leak was a tipping point for Mike. I and every other moderator woke up to find ourselves having been removed from the subreddit. This changed what had once been a quiet, little-known scandal to something that received prominent attention on Reddit, which is the world's second largest social media website after Facebook, seventh largest website in the world, and fourth overall in the United States. Mike was about to get a first-hand hard lesson in what is known as the Streisand effect. By trying to cover up his sexually inappropriate behavior, what Mike really did was slingshot it into being a popular topic on Reddit, with numerous threads being made about it in subreddits like Out of the Loop, Drama, and Subreddit Drama. Making matters worse is the fact that Mike himself came into the threads under what is called an alt account. This is the practice of using an account other than your main account. In this case, Mike used it to defend himself. How do we know this? Because Mike used an alias that had been his online handle for years, Elvis8Atari. He was even shown to have had a history of using it to talk about himself in the third person and to use it to attack other YouTube personalities. This is also how the horrific racism of Mike Matei gets to be a part of this lovely story. You see, Mike's shenanigans prompted users to see what else he was associated with. That's when his website, where he published Loco Bandito quote cartoons, was discovered on archive.org. That's cartoons with totally necessary quotation marks because cartoons are supposed to be funny. What Mike created is not funny. It's something that looks like it was commissioned for Stormfront.org, the infamous white nationalist, white supremacist, anti-Semitic, KKK/neo-Nazi internet forum. There's nothing funny about racist propaganda, and that is what Mike created. I'm not going to even read these out loud, but you can look at them and judge for yourself. There is no attempt at humor in several of these. This is racism for the point of being racist. There is simply no way that any reasonable person can look at these and conclude that the artist and author who is responsible for them is anything other than an unapologetic, bigoted racist. Speaking of being apologetic, after his sexually inappropriate behavior achieved notoriety on Reddit, after his alt account was exposed, after his dementedly racist comics were unearthed, after all that, Mike did apologize. Here is that apology. Do you see what's missing here? That's right. He does not apologize for publicly exposing himself. Oh yeah, and he also doesn't apologize for being a racist. Mike apologizes only for abusing his mod powers on a small subreddit by issuing petty bans for people merely mentioning the existence of some of his past shitty work. I decided to make this video because we're now living in the age of the Weinstein effect, which Mike Matei has thus far escaped. We are also living in a time where propagators of hate speech are emboldened, whereas once it seemed that hate was firmly being left behind in America's past, has recently enjoyed a resurgence. Mike Matei is apologetic for neither his sexually inappropriate behavior nor his demented and horrific, hate-laden racism. He should be. He should be sorry. He should apologize. The least he can do is admit his mistakes and express remorse. That is the very least in situations like this. James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd, should be embarrassed for his company to be associated with someone who exposes their genitals and is an unapologetic racist. Reddit administrators have known for some time about Mike using their platform to expose himself sexually to subscribers. They should be embarrassed that they continue to allow him to function as a moderator on their site, especially that in doing so, they're in violation of their own policy. I would recommend that viewers contact Sin Massacre and Reddit to demand a response to Mike Matei's sexually inappropriate behavior and horrific racism. But let's be real, neither company will ever give one.